What are the best areas to buy in?
Have you guys heard about the U-Haul index?
No.
What? So, U-Haul index shows you where everybody's migrating, where they're moving. So, like North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas. Um, I am actually slowing down on my Texas just because property taxes are crazy, insurance is crazy. Florida, I'm exiting a bunch of my Florida properties right now. I'm 1031ing and stuff outside. Hurricane. Actually, you know what the biggest risk of my Florida real estate is? Are insurance door knockers. Like, this is something that Governor, what's his name?
DeSantis.
He's cracking down on these insurance company or these door knockers that are roof guys are going and knocking on doors saying, I can get you a new roof. I can get you a new roof. And they're just freaking raking these insurance companies over the coals. So what are the insurance companies doing? They're raising their rates significantly. Like, I had a property in West Palm Beach. We raised rents like $400. Insurance goes up $300. It's like I can barely outpace my insurance in Florida.
Yeah.
So there are certain markets that I stay out of that I'm starting to 1031 out of if I'm in single family. But if you're in like let's say mobile home parks, or you're in RV parks, you can do RV parks anywhere in the country and not have any landlord tenant issues, if that makes sense. So I love North Carolina, South Carolina. I love Georgia. Arizona's awesome. Vegas is freaking phenomenal. It will always be Vegas will always be really, really good. Outside of that, everything else is kind of hit or miss.
I'm just curious, how much debt do you have?
I have probably near $400 million in debt, something like that.
Does that keep you up at night ever?
No.
Does that bother you at all?
No. Like, do you have a car payment?
No.
That's lunacy, but you have a car, you don't have a car payment? Well, I'm talking to the wrong audience. Holy crap.
Here's the thing. Here's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
When you're $1 million in debt, it's your problem. When you're $400 million in debt, it's the other person's problem.
It's the bank's problem.
So let's talk about this. How much in assets do you have?
My total portfolio, including businesses and real estate, is like 500 million.
Okay. And so now let's just say, would you notice a substantial lifestyle difference if you just had $100 million free and clear without any debt versus having $500 million with $400 million in debt?
Yeah, I'm sure I would, but also I'm not a solo operator, right? Like, I have a team. And so at some point you have a responsibility that I grow so that my team can also retire. That's a duty that I provide, right? One of the biggest things about like the big, beautiful tax bill that Trump just released, it incentivizes business owners like me to go and hire people and actually create jobs. So if I'm sitting there going, it's all about me, let me take my $100 million off the table. Dude, like, really? What am I going to do with an extra $100 million of just cash sitting in the bank? Dude, like, that's not my personality. That might be your personality and we can be friends, but I want to go build an empire. And for example, I've got, shout out to Molly, Shelly, Kelly, Heidi, all these girls that are on my team that rely on me to provide jobs to them. It's not just about jobs. It's also, where are they in 5 years and 10 years? Can they retire from putting their time and their energy into my business? As of right now, I would say probably not. I want to grow to a point. So what I do with my girls is, most of the people on my team are female run team. Those girls get 20% of every asset I buy. So I go buy an asset, they get 20% ownership. Over time, that appreciates.
Why do you hire mostly women?
I come from a family of eight girls in my family, 8 girls, 4 boys. And I think I just do better with women that care about. Oh, here's a good and really even better answer. People will say I'm a bad leader when I give you this answer, but every time I hire a high level man, they just want to come and steal my business. They come in and they go, I want to come build this thing. I want to come do this thing. They come in and they just infiltrate and they get all the secrets. They do all the thing. And then 6 months later, they're competing against me. I've never had that with a woman. Never once. So for me, I think by default, men are all about me, 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 me. Women, typically, not all of them, are we. How do we win? How do we do this? They care about the customer more, right? Maybe I'm a weirdo, but if you go into a dental office, do you want to be talking to a guy or a girl? Be honest. Don't lie. Don't give me some bullshit. Give me the truth.
They're all women, though. I mean,
they are all women.
They're all
That's
women.
true. So I don't know. I've never really had a guy
I wonder
why.
I wonder why it's all men.
Yes, you have, Jack.
Yeah, you have.
You're telling me about that the other.
But why do you think that is?
Why?
Even women prefer to deal with women at the front counter. It's if it's broad across the business spectrum, is it just that?
You know what? But women overall have better people skills. So that's
There you go. And if I'm raising money or I'm lending money and I'm a customer service facing business, don't you think I would rather default to somebody who's more nurturing?
But don't men have better sales skills? Men are
not-
better closers. Women are better with people.
I think they're more aggressive if that's what you want. I'm not an aggressive closer. I don't have to close anybody in my rental port. Like, who am I closing? You either like the unit or you don't like the unit. You like the price, you don't like the price. If you don't, buy. And so those girls don't have to sell or close anybody on anything. And also, like my lending business, Heather and Jade, the girls that run my lending business, those girls are so good at building relationships that this is why I'd rather have a female in this role. A guy is trying to close. Heather and Jade will build a relationship with my borrower that even if my borrower finds a lender at 1% less or 2% less, they will have a relationship with Heather and Jade and they'll go, I'd rather just use Heather and Jade. They're reliable. I like them. There's loyalty there. Women are better at building loyalty between your customer and your company.
How many properties do you plan on buying over the next year?
So my buy box, if you go to pacesbuybox.com, you can see exactly what I'm buying and when I'm buying because so many people send me deals. Pacesbuybox.com. I buy 4 RV parks a year, 1 big multifamily property per year. Again, this is all creative finance. So I'm not doing what Grant is doing. Like people will compare me to Grant going, Grant's buying $300 million in real estate this year. I'm like, I'm not doing what Grant's doing. I'm not Grant. So 4 RV parks a year, a couple of mobile home parks a year, 1 big multifamily a year. And then I'm way slower on single family than I used to be. I'm buying maybe 10 single family properties only in Phoenix, Arizona, turning those all into co-living. That's what I do.
And how are you able to buy property so much faster than everyone else?
Creative finance. Think about it. You eliminate the bank, you eliminate the appraiser, you eliminate the inspection, you eliminate the real estate agent, you eliminate every single credit requirement involved.
What's the most you've ever got burned on a creative finance deal?
I've never been burned on a creative finance deal.
Not once.
Not one time.
There's not one time where you've like had to put money out of pocket.
Oh yeah, I've had deals where like and I have some in my portfolio. This is why I tell people do not buy single family homes like regular rentals for cash flow. Buy them for appreciation and plan to hold on for a long time. I have properties that had a pool repair that were $20,000 and they basically took all my war chest. Like I've had that stuff happen.
So what could take you out?
What could take me out? Okay, so what could take me out is my tenant's inability to pay rent across the board. Like, let's say we had like an Armageddon situation and everybody loses their ability to make income. The government's not printing money. Nobody's getting like Social Security or Section 8. You take Section 8 out, you take Social Security, you take some of these things out. Probably half of my tenants wouldn't be able to pay their rent. So the government would have to basically shut down.
Aren't they doing that to a certain degree already? Like I've seen throughout Los Angeles County in California, there are so many restrictions and caps on what a landlord is able to charge. They just recently implemented that all landlords now in California must provide air conditioning and keep their units below 82 degrees at their hottest. And they're mandating that every landlord now buy an air conditioner or retrofit air conditioning in their properties.
Yeah.
They're mandating that landlords pay for this out of pocket. My argument is that if the government mandates something, there should be a rebate or incentive for landlords to provide this. But they're basically blanket statementing everyone has to do this now.
Yeah.
And your rent cap has to be this. And if your tenant doesn't pay, they get, 2 months before you could give them this notice. And all these things. Isn't the government already cracking down on landlords or property owners?
Yeah. I mean, you look at like rent control in Denver, you look at so I choose to go after strategies that don't require that. So think about this. Like if I own an RV park, which I can buy with creative finance, do I have a landlord-tenant situation?
No,
because they're renting my dirt and they're in their own vehicle, which is on wheels, right? So I have moved and pivoted towards, first and foremost, I'm not buying in LA. A lot of my students do. I have like 700 students there, but they're localized. They understand the laws. I don't understand the LA laws, so I wouldn't buy in LA. That's not my buy box. But I do agree with you. I think they are cracking down. I think the scariest one is Denver and just rent control. Because if you are rent controlling a unit, yet property values are, let's say I'm a traditional real estate investor and I buy a property, I put a bunch of money in it, and then they cap my ability to raise my rents. I understand. I think most of your audience is business minded. So I think they're more landlord thinking than tenant thinking. Even if they are tenants, they understand the business dynamic between the two. I think it's definitely a scary landscape. I think that's not going to stop. I think it's going to get way worse.